Salut! What's up guys, it's me Eric B, and in this video we're going to be installing some new mirrors on the V2 here. As you can see, I don't have them installed because I just did a recent track day, but we're going to be installing some Rizoma cut edge bar end mirrors, as you can see right here, and I'll show you what comes inside the package here in just a second. And I decided to go with that just because that was really the only thing that was out, and I don't really like the factory mirrors that come on the bike. I think without the mirrors it just makes it look a lot better. And then to cover those holes up, they do have some mirror hole covers from Ducati that you can get. And then now New Rage Cycles just made some that have the turn signal integrated into that as well. So I was going to put the Rizoma turn signal somewhere on the bottom here, but I'm probably not going to do that now. But other than that, guys, let me show you what comes inside the box, and then I'll show you how to get these mirrors on. All right, and here is the mirror itself and everything. Rizoma always packages their stuff pretty good. And here is some hardware right underneath that. So that's everything you need to put inside of the handlebar in order to get it all to line up and work together. So let's go ahead and get these installed. All right, so first things first, you're gonna need to remove the bar end weight right here, which is pretty simple to take off. And you're gonna need to get yourself a 12 millimeter hex little key here to stick in here. So put it in there like so, and then it'll come off. You can also use a Torx, which I think is like a T60 or something like that, because it is, looks like a little Torx pattern in there. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get this off, and then I'll show you how to put the mirror together, because it's kind of tricky and the instructions can be kind of hard to follow. So I'll show you how to do that for this specific bike. And as you can see, I already have this side on. I wanted to do this off camera just to make sure I was doing everything right. So when I get ready to explain it to you guys, I'll know what I'm talking about when I do it. So not too bad so far, but yeah, let me show you how to do the other side. All right, now I apologize. Before I get too far ahead of myself, I went ahead and put one mirror back on this side just so I can show you guys how to take it out, because some of you may have some questions about that. So it's really simple. So basically there are, let's see, move this out of the way here. You have two screws that hold the mirror in. You have one bolt that will be right here, which I don't have installed right now, and you have one bolt down through there. So there's two total that you have to get out. And then once you pull it out, just disconnect the connector, and then you'll be good to go on that one. All right, and these bolts are a 5 millimeter hex. I'm just using a T handle. Super easy to get them out that way. Yeah, just comes right out like that. And then I already have it disconnected just for video purposes, but the connector's right here. You can see it. Just disconnect it, and that's it. All right, so this is everything that you get in the package that you're gonna need. Now, if you have a bike like a BMW S1000 or something like that, this kind of already comes the way that it needs to be. So the screw and the washers and the spacers that's already on there, you can literally just take this when you take the bar end weight off and just screw it on, and that's it. You should be good to go. Now, on the Panigale V2 here, the handlebar or the clip-on has a huge hole on the inside where the bar end was. So you're gonna need something like an expander, which I have right here. So you're gonna use the bigger one of the two. So we're not gonna need this one. Then you're gonna take this piece right here, and that's gonna go right inside of here like so, just like that. That's how that's gonna go inside the handlebar to expand in order to grip to the inside of the handlebar. The next thing you're gonna need is this little O-ring here. And that's just gonna go around on the other side, just like that. And it's gonna kind of pop off, but you can probably get it to stay once you keep working with it. It'll stay, it just pops off at first, but you're gonna need that on there, and that's just what the instruction called for, so I put it on there. After you do that, you're gonna utilize this bigger screw. Oh. So this is the biggest one that comes in the kit. You're gonna use that one, and then that's it. That's all you're gonna need. Now, you're probably asking, what about the spacers? Now, you don't need these. I didn't use it on mine because I had just enough space, and really the most important thing is gonna be on the throttle side, just because you don't want it sticking or binding. You wanna make sure that's, you have enough clearance and everything on that. And it was still fine without the spacers, so I'll show you that here after a while once we get this put together. But you can choose to use these if you want to. It's up to you to decide how far away from the handlebar that you want it, but it worked fine for me and I didn't need them. Now, let me go ahead and show you how to put this all together. All right, so you wanna make sure you loosen up the screw right here. That way this moves around and then you're able to push this out where it mounts up on there. So get that out. You got this, and all this hardware you don't need, so you can go ahead and pull this stuff off. This little washer here, this little thing here, all that. Take that out, all that stuff. So all you need is this piece right here. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that big bolt, you're gonna stick that through there like so. And then the instructions say to grease this as well. So you just take a little bit of grease and put it on there so it doesn't get stuck or bind later on down the road. All right, and then with this mirror, you can mount this however you want. You can mount this like an underslung type style, or you could put it up top like that. And I'm gonna do mine up top. So let me finish doing this for you guys. So since I'm doing mine up top, you gotta spin this around like that. And then you'll just take this, and then that's gonna go on this side like that. That's how it's gonna be, just like so. All right, and you're just gonna take the expander with the O-ring on there right there like so. Put the O-ring towards the mirror, just like that. And then you're gonna screw that in just a little bit to get it started, so that way it's not going anywhere. And then we'll go slide it in the handlebar right now. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and slide this in here, and you just wanna go ahead and make sure you got this position the way you want it and everything. It doesn't really matter whether you're gonna have it hanging low or high, because you can retighten this once you're all done. So you just take this, insert it, and then go ahead and tighten this on down. Start to feel it getting tight. Now, when you get ready to take this off, and see, this will just slide right over the top of that like so. I don't know how well you can see it. I'll show you here in a second how much room you have. Now, when you get ready to take this off, like for me, when I go to the track, I'm gonna pull these off and put the bar end weights back in it. The expander in there is gonna be tight. Even once it's loose, it's still gonna be tight. So you're gonna have to make sure you have this screw still grabbing onto that, that nut that's on the inside. So that way you can wiggle it and work the expander back out. It's gonna be tough, but it'll come out. All right, and this is what I'm talking about. This is how much space you have in between the grip and the mirror. So not bad, you have quite a bit. And like I said, you can make that, you could add those spacers and make it further out if you choose to do so. And on this side, most important side, is the throttle. And you can see how much space I have here. I didn't even use any spacers at all. Still plenty of space without it, you know, catching up or binding or anything. So that's good on that side. All right, once you get this piece tightened down, you can go ahead and set this up however you want it, whatever is gonna be good for you ergonomically. So you can sit on the bike, kind of adjust this, you know, move this around, whatever is gonna look good for you. But for right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the line right here and just line it up with something on the handlebar here. But I'm gonna do mine facing up like that. And then instead of straight up and down, I'm just gonna kind of angle mine out because I want my mirrors a little bit like further out. Or you can go all the way 90 degrees and do it like that. I just don't like the way that looks. I think that's out too far. I want mine a little bit up like that and then call it good. So then let's go ahead and tighten that down like so. And then she's good to go. She's not gonna move or do anything. And there we have it, guys. What do you guys think? I don't know, I think it looks a lot better. Like I said, opens up that the profile of the front end a lot better than having those antenna mirrors on there. And we'll be getting the mirror hole covers here on real soon, and I'll show you guys how to do that in another video. Oh, and the other thing is, some people may want to know about the visibility. They are just like kind of like the stealth mirrors. And I apologize if you guys hear all that loud noise in the background. It's the neighborhood kids with some dirt bikes. But yeah, visibility wise, I think it's fine. I can see them just fine. When I used to have the stealth mirrors, a lot of people were like, oh, you can't really see out of them. I could see what I needed to see just fine, even with those mirrors. So these ones aren't too bad. If you're concerned about visibility and you want something a little bit bigger, I'd stick with the stock mirrors, or maybe find something, you know, a little bit different that's kind of aftermarket but still has a wider field of view. But these aren't too bad. So other than that, guys, like I said, let me know if you guys got any questions or anything like that, and we'll see you in the next one.